This is lesson 4, module 4, homework. So we're just taking what we learned yesterday and going even further with it. So we know that if we have 4 divided by 5, we can change it into a fraction of 4/5, and then we can also draw a tape diagram to represent this. So we know that when we have a division problem, our first number here is the whole and the second number is the divisor. So our whole would be represented by the whole tape diagram, which would be 4. And the 5 would be the 5 equal pieces that we are going to divide our tape diagram up into. And then when we get our answer, we're looking for what each one of those equal pieces is. Then we can go and do our standard algorithm and show that we can get it another way as well. So if we have 5 going into 4, we know that 5 does not go into 4, so we'd have 0. 0 times 5 is 0, with 4 left over. We can take that up and make it 4/5, just like we had before. We can check that by saying 5 times 4/5, which would be 4/5 plus 4/5 plus 4/5 plus 4/5 plus 4/5. And then we have 4, 8, 12, 16, and 20/5, which equals 4 because 5 goes into 24 times, which should then equal our whole. And that's how we're doing those. Same would go for these other ones down here. When we go here, the only thing that kids seem to be a little bit hung up on was understanding between which two numbers it would fall. So this third column right here, between which two whole numbers is your answer. So for example, 7 halves. I know that the 2 goes into 7 3 times with 1 left over, so that's 3.5. If I were to put this on a number line, and I have from 1 to 4, my 3.5 would fall right there. So I know that my 3.5 would fall between 3 and 4. They don't have to do all this, but it was easier for them to understand if they saw a number line. I'm going to go ahead and just do one of these word problems. Jackie cut a 2-yard spool into 5 equal lengths of ribbon. What is the length of each ribbon in yards? Draw a tape diagram to show your thinking. So if I have 2, and I'm going to divide it up into 5 equal lengths, I have the division sentence of 2 divided by 5. Then I can draw a tape diagram where my whole equals 2, and I'm going to divide this up into 5 equal pieces, when then I'm going to find what each one of those is. So then I can say that 2 divided by 5 equals 2/5, and that's not an improper fraction, so we can go ahead and leave it there. Each one would be 2/5 of a yard. Now it's asking us what is the length of each ribbon in feet, so draw a tape diagram to show your thinking. So if I have 2/5 of a yard for one piece of the ribbon, and I know that there are 3 feet in every yard, I'm going to multiply my 2/5 times 3 feet. So that would get me 2/5 plus 2/5 plus 2/5, which equals 6/5, which is 1 1/5 feet for every single one of them. Now some of the students are seeing that if you have 2/5 times 3, that you can put the 3 over 1 and then multiply 2 times 3 is 6 and 5 times 1 is 5. Some students are seeing that, some students prefer this repeated addition method, which is fine right now because we have not formally introduced multiplication of fractions. So we're really looking at the application of those tape diagrams into word problems.